Ooh. What is going on, you all? It is the Coastal Critiques panel, and we are back again. It is still season 2. We are now on episode 3, which was entitled Don't Cross the Carol Line. Let's get into it.
Hey there, hey.
We're here.
We're here. We are here. We are not robots.
We are not robots, y'all. We do apologize. We had some. There's been a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, and so hopefully you guys have your post notifications on so that you know every time we upload. Because I mean, we're here. It just we had our moments. So nonetheless, we're glad to be here. We're glad to be talking with you all. Make sure you like the video when you enter the room. We are streaming to both our channels as always. So make sure you hit the like button on both of our channels. How are you doing today? How are you feeling? It's Friday.
It's Friday. There's a couple of things I'm happy about since you asked. My son graduated from the 8th grade yesterday, so that's some celebration. Kudos to McKinley. He's now officially a high schooler. My baby is a high schooler now, so I'm excited about that.
Actually, wait. Because we gotta have audio, okay?
Because Sharon is Karen. Because we have to have our audio. We have to have all that good stuff. So. We have that going on. Yesterday was our niece's birthday.
Yes,
Janaya. It was Nola Reed's daughter's birthday yesterday, sweet 16. So we celebrating her birthday yesterday. So it's another round of applause for that. Yay! And so we. For the sweet 16. And so today I have my dear friend, my God baby, Jackie's birthday. My nephew Zara's birthday is today, and so I'm going to going to a day party.
Wait, this Jackie?
That Jackie there. That would be Jackie's birthday today. Yes, it is.
Happy birthday! Yes. It's still Gemini season, so
Yes, it is. She is ending it today, but it's all good.
And bringing it on home. We love that.
Yes. So I'm going to go party with Jackie, and we're going to go have a good time. So that's why I'm kind of dressed to impress today. Our sister's in the building. We love when we see our sister. Thank you. And then tomorrow, hey Monique. Then tomorrow is my second to the last son, his birthday, his 17th birthday. So, and he's bringing in the cancer season. So yeah, it's all the celebrations and the good vibes. Summer started yesterday. Today will be our full summer day, and it's going to be beautiful today. The sun is shining, and I'm just feeling good today. It's like you said, it's Friday.
Good. You look good, but I mean, what else is new? I'm glad to hear that. It's I love this part of the year because I'm very much a sunny, warm weather girl. So that is already such a bonus. And then I don't know, I just feel like there's always so much to celebrate between graduations, I don't know, birthdays, cookouts. There's always just so much going on, I feel like, in these summer months. So that's always good to hear. We're supposed to go to the fair tomorrow because the fair is here in San Diego.
Wow. Okay.
We're supposed to do that. I've had different events and just stuff popping up all over the woodwork. So just been busy with that, y'all. But and actually I uploaded some videos yesterday. So if you guys didn't catch those, you guys definitely need to go catch. I put up my recap and review for the Real Housewives of New Jersey, and I did my recap and review for House of the Dragon. If you guys are interested in that, I'm trying to shake things up on the channel, so definitely go check that out. But anyway,
we love a shake up. We love a shake up, baby.
We do. So, yeah. And I hope you guys are staying hydrated wherever you are because there's so many heat waves popping up. Water, and also not even always just water. You guys should also be making sure you're getting your electrolytes. Your B vitamins, all that. I've been drinking these. Actually, hold on. These right here. Oh, if you guys can see it.
Oh, yeah, it's a little package. You pour in your water.
The liquid IVs.
Wait a minute. Where you get that from?
Walmart. I'll send you.
In what section? What
stuff? You know,
like what weight?
The Gatorade powder and stuff.
It's not going to be where the weight loss stuff is or nothing that's weight loss, but you know what I mean, like where the vitamins things are.
It's over there with like the drink mixes and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I walk right past those.
That you put one of those in, and literally, like I can feel
the energy.
It's a hydration multiplier. So
I need that. I work out so much. I need that.
They're good. They're really good. And you find a flavor. They got a flavor for everybody. So
what flavor are you drinking on?
This is I guess maybe this is their seasonal one. So y'all better go check it out before they discontinue it because it's the popsicle, the firecracker, you know, like the blue.
Oh, the red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. Like the bomb pop. That's the bomb pop, boo. You know, I'm old school. I know about some bomb pops.
The passion fruit's good. The tropical fruit. Yeah.
Hey, that's still Queen B. Hey, mamas. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you, girl. You know I love you.
Yeah.
Hey, is that girl number one? Hey, girly girl. So yeah, thank you guys for joining us. We're gonna get right into this recap because you know it was a lot to be. It's not so much that's going on. It's just the undertone and underlining things. It's like we're piecing together a little puzzle. Don't you feel like a little detective?
Yeah. I feel like sometimes you have to rewind because certain people will say little things sometimes and you gotta like catch it real quick. And I feel like it'll probably play a part later on in episodes to come. Yes. But I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna keep seeing these ladies. And maybe I'm saying that prematurely, but the way the ratings are set up, like I think I have a picture of it too. The ratings haven't been that great. This week was the season low, actually, and they only had 308,000 viewers, which
that's really low.
Yeah, that is really low, especially when other franchises are, you know, closer to 6, 7, 8 a million. I'm not there, but it's like 300.
I need you to get at least 500,000.
Something.
5. You got to get to 5. Should be like the lowest.
Yeah. So
because we can not we because I'm not part of the we. When I say the we of the CCs or the content creators, but we, the people on the YouTube streets, is getting 300,000 views.
Yeah,
that's nah. Y'all on national TV. Like you got to do better than that.
Yeah, for real.
And we're trying to help. We're here to help.
Competitive. So I mean, we'll watch it as long as it's on the air, y'all. So we just want to throw that out there. But yeah, the episode wasn't bad. I already anticipated a couple of things that we saw, but overall it wasn't bad. What do you think? Did you enjoy it?
It had its moments. I'll say that. It had its moments because some moments I was like, I don't need to see that. Okay, this moment I didn't really have to see either. And I don't really care to see this because I already knew this was going to happen at this moment because you wasn't open enough. And I'm talking about Sara. But we'll get to it. We'll get to it. And then the facelifts and facial features that are moving, and kudos to them. They look good. It's not a shade. I'm just saying, I don't like when they do it on camera. I'd rather y'all do it when y'all not filming and then come to us with the new face. Don't come to me with a face and then stretch your face and then be on the scene and then we see it. Like that's what Sheree did one time. Remember when Sheree did that? We was like, Sheree, what's wrong with you? and her face was pulled back. But when it rested, it would look good.
Oh
Same
yeah,
thing.
the nose. Oh yeah, when
Remember, we was like, what in the,
and
what?
her face was looking all puffy and just
Okay, so the message in this right here is not that don't go get surgery. The message is wait till you're on hiatus to do so that we just see the face that you're gonna have at the same face all the time. That's all. Because I got a little nervous for a minute. I was like, I thought I fell asleep and woke up. I probably did, but I probably thought I was like, whoa.
Oh, no,
I don't think you can blink. Yeah, I don't think you can blink and stuff. So, but we'll get to those things. Yeah, it was just like you, things that you knew was gonna happen. It's like, dang, we knew this was gonna happen.
Okay.
So yeah.
So yeah, y'all. This episode, we know we left off with Talene was having her party and stuff, and some certain colorful words were being hurled from one side to the other. We know that there's this whole issue between Brooks and Stanbury right now. So of course we're going to hear about that during this episode. But before we can even get into all that, the first two people we saw, freaking Sergio and Stanbury. We know that they still are not in their new home yet. We know that their new home is still getting the last finishing touches on it and all that. And she and him are currently staying with her best friend, Michael. And they're not even just like staying with him just as regular house guests. When I tell you they have every name brand item strewn across that room, like there's just a lot of stuff going on down there in that room. And Michael is like, you guys are only supposed to be here 2 weeks and we're beyond that. So he's ready for them to go. And we actually get a little bit more insight as to why specifically, even beyond just all the stuff being all over the place, why he doesn't want them to be there anymore later on at the party. So I'll save that for then. But for now, she's saying by the end of the week or whatever, they're supposed to be out in their new place. And she's completely taken over the house. So she also goes on to say that, you know, she's about to have this party, or Michael is throwing her this what was it called? This good riddance party, meaning
depending on who you're talking to. Depending on who you're talking to, because other people will call it a vacay party or
eviction party.
Eviction party. Yeah, there's many names going around.
Yeah.
I mean,
whatever you want to call it, it's gonna be that. It's gonna be that type of shindig. And she even goes on to say that, you know, all the girls are gonna be invited. However, she things with her and Brooks are currently in the toilet. So yeah, do I really want her here? We're going to get back to that later. And according to Ayan, she told Stanbury that Brooks called her a see you next Tuesday. If you guys don't know what that means, I'm going to need you to take the first letter from each of those words and put it together. And that'll fill you in with
what you get to use your acronyms.
Yeah. So Stanbury at this point has wind of that, and obviously that's going to kind of move her to move in one direction versus the other as far as if she's going to have Brooks in attendance at the party. Before I go on to the next part, do you have anything to say about that?
I do. I feel like when you found out that she's called you that, I immediately would have got on the phone with her like, boop, boop, boop. Hey girl, what's up? Check her temperature. Yeah, really? Okay. Yeah, what's going on with you? Oh girl, nothing. I just like talked to Ayan and she had told me that you had said this, and I'm not sure if you knew you said this or were you being funny or what happened, but I just wanted to ask you, where's this coming from? Like, nip it in the bud as soon as you heard it. Don't fester on it. Don't go talk about it to nobody else. Like, in the moment when Ayan told you, you should have said something, got on the phone with your girlfriend, who you guys let y'all sell it, who've been close and been talking every damn day. So if somebody called me and said that about one of my friends, we can use you, Barb. If somebody called and said, "Yeah, girl, Barb called you this last night," and you think I'm gonna be like, "Well, the next time I see her, I'm gonna ask her." Nah, Bookie. I don't know if you was drunk, I don't know what happened, but they just told me you had said this, that, and the third. And I know you didn't probably mean it that way, but I'm gonna just clear the air. What were we talking about? How you said it? What you say, girl? That's what I would have did. So for me, I just wish the mature one in the bunch could have been the mature one in the bunch. We'll go with that. And as far as stuff spilling out of the damn room, it's one thing you go to stay with somebody and you came with 2 weeks worth of stuff. It's a different thing when you've been there for 2 months and you got 2 months of stuff spilling into his other parts of his house. And then I'm surprised that Michael have any hair.
Yeah, that was a lot.
And I'm kind of a neat freak. I like my house a certain way.
Me too. So, I'm like, the cup is supposed to go here.
I'm like that. I am like that. I'm like that. And I don't like to be very anal. So I'll give you
like that when I go to other people's houses. Then I'm like, constantly picking up after myself. I got my stuff.
I wish I
would. Corner. I'm like, I got my stuff in the corner of the fridge. Like, I'm not ever trying to be a nuisance in your space because I wouldn't expect you to come in my space and just have your stuff all looking crazy.
Respect. So yeah, that was just crazy. My 14, did she say $1,400 or $14,000? My $1,400 bag is just across the room, or what? I was like, girl, if you don't shut up, you can go take that bag and y'all can go stay at a what do they call it? Extend stay. Extend stay.
That's girl. Which honestly, I mean, I get it. It's Dubai. It's a different culture, obviously, as we've been learning. They do things differently over there. But no, that's definitely, they have Airbnbs and stuff like that over there. They have to. And I would think that she would, just have rented. That's what I would have did if I had the coin like that. I would have just rented one of these. That's what celebrities do literally every single day. They rent places for, a month, 2 months, whatever, and then they go about their business.
And not to mention when you're getting construction done, they're usually not, I mean, I'm not going to put this in all construction, but they're not always on point. Sometimes things happen, stuff breaks, they have to order stuff, it needs to be sent to you. Anything can happen. So they give you a window, sometimes it goes over. So even with that being said, you should have already been thinking like, shoot, we already been out. However, it's already took over a year to get the house right for them still to be doing that. So even with that being said, you might not thought that clearly through. That just
Yes. When we bought our house in North Carolina that was getting built, we went into a month to month in the current place that we were staying at because we were anticipating either being moved up, moved back, whichever way, because everybody in the neighborhood was like, we were supposed to close this day, but it didn't happen till this day. Like, you anticipate those kind of things, I would think, especially because this is not her first time buying a house. Like, it's not.
Right.
Maybe not his either. So even if she's bought one in a different country or anything like that, like, you knew what was up. Like, you knew what was up.
Unless she was using.
Wait, I know her daughter is grown, but I want to say she has 1 or 2 sons, right, that are not grown. Like, where are her kids at too? I've been wondering that.
Good question, because I don't remember even how many kids she got. I just know that 17-year-old got on my nerve, but okay.
Oh yeah, no, her daughter isn't grown. Her daughter's 17, but
yeah, 17.
Son she has are even younger than the daughter. So,
I thought the 17-year-old would have been her youngest, but I have one that's about to be 17, and I got my 14-year-old. So I'm not saying nothing. And me and her are about the same age.
If you guys,
she might be younger than me.
If you guys watched, was it Ladies of London or whatever she was on? Can y'all in the replay let us know how old her kids are? I don't know, and where they live. Anyway,
and where they live. That's funny.
I also was picked up on this scene as well that Ayan, this is the second time we're seeing her stir the pot, I feel like. she started in the beginning, I want to say, when she brought up to Talene how she had heard through the grapevine that her legs were gaped open, and she had her cooter to the sky at Beyonce. That was one. And now two, she's now bringing back a bone to Brooks, or Stanbury, I should say.
Yeah, Stanbury.
That, you know, Brooks calls you to see you next Tuesday. So that's 2 times we've seen Ayan have her hand on the ladle of the pot. So I'm just throwing that out there so you guys are picking up on some of the pieces that we are, you know, picking up on. Her role here.
Yes, that's true. So yeah, that's how I felt about that, you know, about that part.
Okay. The other half of this scene was we see Stanbury's hypnotherapist drop in on her, and they do a session. She says that she's not a super fan of traditional therapy methods, but hypnotherapy is something that she obviously is down for now, because not only is this the #1 hypnotherapist in the UK, but this was also the late Princess Diana's hypnotherapist. So she's good enough for the princess, then she got to be good enough for Stanbury, right? That's that's logic.
Well, that's one of her logics, and that she interviewed her on our podcast. So when you interview people, you interview somebody. I actually interviewed. I interviewed a hypnotherapist as well on my Black Sunday brunch with Black Tea. We did that a couple of years ago, which is a friend of mine, and we brought him, and he's a guy, one of my husband's friends, and so we interviewed him. It was a good interview. If you guys want to go back and watch that on Sunday brunch with Black Tea. His name is Chris, so it's might say something like an interview with the hypnosis Chris or whatever, but really it was cool. So I just say that to say she did the interview, and when you do that, you do want to be like, let me see what I do. But I ain't mad at the Princess Di thing. Yeah, you talk to Princess Di? Yeah, talk to me. Let me see.
I mean, let's be real. I mean, I would be down with that too. So that's her hypnotherapist.
Yes.
And her main focus right now is learning how to be more empathetic towards Sergio and his needs. She's the type of person who tends to internalize everything. And this potentially stems back to her boarding school days. We learned last season, right, that she went to boarding school at a very young age, 6, 7 to be exact. And she remained there until she was 18. And because of that, that's why she's not super like close with her parents, or she doesn't really have she's not a super family oriented person in that regard, because she was, you know, living life off on boarding school from such a young age. I mean, that would make anybody be kind of disconnected, I would think. Absolutely. So she's a control freak. And so after the hypnotherapist performs the hypnotherapy on her, she explains that, okay, so looking back, your mother ignored you, or ignored your needs, I should say, in place of her own needs, which were to send you back to boarding school, although you were expressing her that you didn't want to go back. So now, presently, that is kind of in turn what you do to Sergio. The dynamic between you is you treat him as if you're his mom, which then doesn't allow for him to be independent. And, you know, you're coming off like his mother, not his wife. So that's going to be grounds for chaos later on. And we're starting to, I feel like, see the strings and stuff kind of burst at the seams, I want to say, between them. They've only been married for you know, a couple months. However many handful or 2 months at this point. Like,
they had just got married.
Because this was
but how long they been together though? Like a couple of years?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know if she even said that last season. I don't know.
I feel like they have been together for at least a year, and then I think they got married. But I mean, that was like soon, fast, quick, in a hurry. Like,
but each other. I'm just like, I mean, I saw this coming one, but mind you, y'all, they're downstairs talking. Can we just can we just, like, yes, this is Sergio himself. He tries to make it seem like later on that he was just walking to the bathroom. I don't buy that. You were eavesdropping. Like, we are not stupid. We're not going to sit here. You are not going to pee on my leg and say it's raining. You were eavesdropping like you probably do all the time. To throw that out there. Yes. But in the end, afterwards, he comes down and she expresses to him what the hypnotherapist broke down to her, which is that, you know, going forward, she doesn't need to micromanage him as much. She needs to let him, you know, spread his wings and do what he is capable of doing, because we're all human at the end of the day. And he's like, you know, that I don't like that. You don't micromanage me. You know, I know I'm a man, and, you know, in the end, it's just because I want to be next to you. I want to be close to you. I want to live in your skin. I want to be your human backpack. So, and then I don't even know how, maybe you can fill this in. Then we got on to tiki sex, and like, I was just like so confused. And that's when I texted you and was like, girl, they are so insufferable. I can't take it. Get them off my screen right now.
So yeah, it does all of that. The fact that because in my notes, I've also put, first of all, Stanbury, not only are you staying with your friend, you got your hypnotherapist coming to his house. Why are you not at the office, at the hypnotherapist's office, sitting on their couch?
Auditory privacy.
And then you're going to tell your husband, organize this mess. Or you stay up here and organize. I'm going to go do my therapy. Yeah, you tell me to stay up here while you do a therapy session and I'm your husband or my wife, and you're commanding me to stay somewhere, and not only commanding me to stay somewhere, you want me to clean up your stinking mess. Not only am I eavesdropping, I might go sit down up in your session.
Might as well.
Because I can, because you're right here in the living room. So that's a problem. That was just dumb. And then the fact that I also put, yeah, any moment, if he hears anything, it could be taken out of context. That's the main reason why you should be somewhere in confinement talking to your therapist by yourself, because anybody could walk in and hear something and not know exactly all that was said. So that made me mad. I was like, gosh, you just put him in the most peculiar thing, in the peculiar spots, and then act like I didn't do that. Yeah, you are the one. Go do your therapy at the office. Don't do that to him. And then him thinking she doesn't micromanage. She just did it to you. She just told you to freaking organize. She just did it to you. Like, I mean, 5 seconds ago, she just told you what to go do. When you, a capable man, can go do whatever you want to. And if you don't feel like organizing her stuff or y'all stuff like she don't, then don't. You don't tell me what to do. Don't start putting your age on me. I'm older. You gonna do what I tell you? No, you're not. No, I'm not. So what's gonna end up happening? We can both probably see this, is that he's gonna get sick and tired of being sick and tired, because you can only push people the way she's doing her husband, and you can only be a doormat, Sergio, for so long. Come on now, you can only do that for so long. And I don't care if you want to be the human backpack. I don't care if you want to live in her skin. I don't care. You're gonna have to jump out of there. You're gonna have to jump out.
After the session, he should have been ready, waiting to then go roll right into his own session, because I hope he's getting therapy just as well. Because this is not just this doesn't just fall on one of their shoulders. This falls on both their shoulders. It's weird coming from this way, and it's weird coming from this way, and it's not sustainable of a relationship, if you ask me. I ain't no relationship expert, I ain't no relationship coach, but I know what I know, and it's what I see is not going to be sustainable if it's already bursting out the seams from what
this early.
Yes, and only 35 minutes.
Another thing that was key to me is when the hypnotherapist told her, so just because you're not in control does not mean that you're out of control. And I was like, hello. And it hit a nerve in her, because I think she really does think that if she's not controlling things, she's out of control, or So in other words, when other people are not doing what she thinks is right, she thinks they're out of control. So that's how she projects things out to everybody else. So internally, she thinks that about herself, which is really weird because you don't mean just because you can't control everything. You can't even control your kid. She had children. You can't control them. You can raise them, but you can't control them. And then she wasn't raised by her mom. So she doesn't even know what it is to be raised by a parent. 6 to 18, 9 years of being at a boarding school. That's cold. And I don't like that saying the hypnotherapist says that the what did she say? The British say they keep their dogs home, but they send their kids away to boarding school. I said
that's the culture there. It seems so.
That's terrible, man.
That's just how they do it.
I mean, I'm not saying this. I'm just saying I would hope that you would do that a couple of times and then bring them back home and stay a couple of times, or like back and forth. But just her being there for straight, and then her asking her mom like, "Why do I gotta go?"
The only boarding school you better send me to is Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. That better be the only.
So the one you go to?
I will go gladly. Drop me off right now. Like that's the only school you better be sending me. Otherwise, no. What?
It's too much. Seems so damaging to a person. And I'm not saying Stanbury that you're damaging. I'm just saying you don't even see the ways that you move with your husband. So I don't even know if it spills over to everything she does.
I'm sure it does.
I think it does too, because like you said, like the hypnotherapist says, she's a control freak, or she said that. So I'm a control freak. Hey, McKinley. Hey.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Kins. We did give you some accolades earlier, buddy. Yes. Thanks, Monique, for the love. Thank you, my love. I love the cuties in the chat. Y'all know I love it.
Thank y'all. But yeah, y'all, that's really it for that scene.
Yeah.
Roll into Brooks and Talene, followed by Lesa, which I thought was kind of an interesting trio, but I digress. They all meet up, and of course they're going to reflect on the party. Although Lesa wasn't in attendance, both Brooks and Talene, they had a lot of fun. We know they had a lot of fun because they were beyond lit,
pumping on each other.
Yes, they were. And in the confessional, I want to say production asked Lesa how she felt about, missing out on the party. And she was like, oh, well, I heard through Ayan that there wasn't any decor. So did I really miss much? Shade.
Is that the third bone being collected? Or is that the third bone collected? Being told to somebody else? And that was shady.
Oh, my God, yes.
I'm like, sister, you're not even paying attention. You so into that she dogging the core out, but it's 3 bones in one setting.
She just get right on that. She literally she be in her car. Like as soon as she walk out, she closed the door and get right on the phone and start saying, "This happened and this happened. Let me call this person. She's a recorder. She acts like she don't let her antics fool y'all and her dramatics fool y'all. She knows what she's doing. Ayan.
I think she's doing that to keep herself so people don't, so they don't ask her how she doing or what she got going on. So she called with the tea. Nobody's gonna ask her about, so what's going on with you, girl? You giving all the tea. So when you do that, you don't have to bring your own tea. You bringing everybody else's tea. So it keeps your hands real clean while you telling everybody else dirty little secrets.
Yep. I see it that exact same way. So, and side note, Talene is definitely my girl because she ordered a seafood platter, and Lord knows I will order a seafood platter in a New York minute, bitch. Like I love me a seafood platter. So shout out to her. But anyway,
yes, I agree.
Going back,
I put that in my notes. I said dinner and drinks and it's a seafood. And it's a seafood.
We're there. we're there.
My fave all day, every day. Think when I get off this live, I'm gonna make me some crab cakes.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Before I get to the party.
I just literally just got an idea. I'm gonna eat something good later too. But they also asked Lesa, you know, how are things with her mom? Her mom at this point has been there for like a day, and she let us know, like, she put her mom right to work. She was like, yeah, boys, let your grandmother help you get ready for bed. But of course, because like you're a grandmother, so I'm sure you share in this. Like, of course, the grandmother is super excited. You know, she
can't wait. We can't wait. We can't wait.
She was down for that. But after that, they start to unpack what all is going on with Brooks, and you know, she's been wilding lately, and she tells them that Ayan called her and told her what she said, which at first I was like, Talene, girl, like, you were sitting right there, like, don't even play, because we see Talene ask production, did she really say that? Do you have a clip of that? Like, what? And they
rolled that beautiful bean footage.
And they showed her calling her, see you next Tuesday, and Talene was right to the left of her. But then I had to remember that they were both really drunk, so she may have not genuinely remembered. So I'll let her get that off. But Brooks, like, she continues to say that, you know, like, if that was the case, she doesn't even use that type of language usually, but, you know, if that was the case, it was just because she made her really mad. She takes absolutely zero accountability, if you ask me. And Lesa, I feel like at one moment she was even trying to, like, proposition her up to take accountability, and she just wasn't trying to hear that. I don't know. I really didn't like that. I really didn't like that. And again, Brooks even goes on to say how her and Stanbury, they used to talk every day, but at the end of the day, her loyalties ultimately lie more so with Talene. So once she heard what Caroline said, she was like, I got to back up on off you.
Can I?
Please.
Hello, is this thing on? If Talene ain't mad, if Talene forgave her, if Talene ain't making a big deal out of it, if Talene is hanging out, Brooks, sit your ass down. Sit down, because you're making a big deal out of it. No one else is. You are. And again, let's go back to when I said earlier, when things happen, you nip it in the bud when it happens. We're going to go back to that conversation that on the first episode that she said, you know, we were on the phone and we were cackling, and then she said she saw the JJ, and then, you know, and that's the moment you check. What you mean you seen the JJ? What you mean? You laughing? It's funny? Your husband saw it, or y'all laughed about it, was kudos, or are you saying she showed her vajayjay? There's a difference. There's a difference of her falling, slip, fell, okay, and that came out. And there's a difference of you making it seem like she flashed it. So let's be clear. What we do? What happened? Oh, okay, that's what you should have did. But you didn't do that. You let it go, and then you became the bone collector and went and told your friend. And then when you said it, you put a little salt, a little pepper, some paprika, some seasoned salt, some Himalayan salt, some Creole. You put all kind of stuff on it intentionally. And so even when they came together, they resolved it. Because she said, I was joking. And Talene said, oh, okay, girl, you were joking. Okay, we good. You were joking. Good, great. So, Brooks, why are you still here trying to make something out of nothing and going hard in the paint?
Yep.
Something's different. Something ain't. 1 and 1 is not making 2, and that doesn't make sense for us. So, everybody that's listening to us and everybody on the show was all doing this, had the same feeling. It can't be about the JJ. It can't be just about that, because the only way that could happen is if Talene had a problem. And Talene said, you know what, I don't want to, don't invite me to nothing Stansbury. I don't want to hang out with her. I'm cool on her. You can be her friend. I'm not mad, but I'm not hanging out with her. Then you can have the attitude you have. That girl sits with the girl. They hang out. Why are you so mad? Don't like that. Annoying.
No, and Lesa immediately clocked it because she went on to say, like, girl, last time I checked, y'all, you and Stanbury were besties. So what is going on between y'all? You
Hey,
know,
Randy.
what?
Our cousin's in the building.
Yeah. Hey, cousin. Lesa, she's like, girl, like, what? It's just not making sense. And again, that's when Brooks was talking about the comments that were made about Talene and saying that that's when she had jumped off the porch. But Lesa in her confessional, she's like, girl, no. Again, everything was kumbaya and everything was all fine and dandy when there was discourse between Ayan, me, and Stanbury. As soon as we decided to move forward, squash the beef, you started to jump off the porch and be upset. So is it so far-fetched for me to think that it's rooted in the fact that you don't want us to be friends? And Brooks tries to say, like, no, like, it's not even like that. Like, girl, she could care less, but that's what it's giving.
You're carrying so much more that you can't even hold it, girl. That's care. You care. You more than care. You care so much. And that's annoying because we can all see it. And all you have to say is, yeah, I feel like now that she's hanging, that was our thing. And she can even be honest and say this. This was our thing. We like to talk about y'all. That was our thing. We used to talk about y'all. That was our thing. We got on the phone and we talked about y'all. And now I don't have her to talk about y'all too. So I guess I'm gonna have to join the party. That's how you do that. I'm trying to figure out why y'all making this so much more difficult than it needs to be. Doing that. It's so stupid to me. It's like you can nip the stuff in the bud and y'all can all be friends. Y'all might not want to be friends, but Brooks, you are lying. And Lisa's calling you out on it. And I love that she called you out on it. And then Brooks, when she comes back with in her confessional, like, shoot, I don't believe nothing Lesa says. I was like, why? Why don't you believe what Lesa said? When did Lesa become a liar? Like, what? I don't understand. Brooks don't be having nothing to stand on for me.
Yeah, she doesn't. And anybody who's quick to accuse the other person who's bringing this up of projecting is usually the one that's
projecting. Yes, is the one that's doing it.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I agree.
That's all I got for that scene.
Yeah, I agree.
Then we got for the party. It's getting closer to the party. Everybody's getting ready for the party. Ayan, huh?
I said, but your girl is gonna be late though.
Yes. Ayan gets a call from Lesa. She's at her son's soccer game. She's like, girl, like I'm running behind. The game is taking longer than I anticipated. And Ayan was like, absolutely not. You better get your here. You're not about to leave me with them. So figure it out.
To the wolves.
That did make me laugh. I can't even lie about that.
But that's when I wasn't talking about Lesa being late. I was talking about the person that's having the party, the person that the party's for. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
But Lesa is my girl. So when you was right, Lesa is our girl.
Yeah. And yes, to your point, we then see Sara, who actually arrived first. And during this episode, you guys, we are introduced to Saba. Saba is the new friend of this season. She is specifically Sarah's friend. Sara says that is her Pakistani sister. That's her smartest friend. That's her business partner for life. Like, that is her girl through and through. And Saba, her nickname is Saba the Sabotage, apparently. So I'm gonna just throw that out there for you guys. I'm sure we'll hear more about that later. And I wanted to think in this moment she had to be familiar with Caroline and Sergio because A, she was invited, one, and two, the way that her and Sergio embraced each other, and there was like a lot of familiarity there. So I was like, okay, she's not just some rando that just completely just came out of left field. It made sense as to why she's now the friend of. There's ties there. So again, the party's happening, everybody's filing in, and Saba Sara and Sergio sit down, and Sergio kind of starts to express to them like how he's been stressed out by things, and Sara immediately like clues into this and tells him like, okay, let's go over here, and talk, because you're my brother. I'm seeing something is really bothering you up under there. Like, what is really going on? It seemed a little random to me, but maybe that's just me putting 20 on 10. And he goes on to say that what we heard before, which is that, the hypnotherapist, or he said someone told Caroline that he married his mom, in so many words, and that just didn't sit well with him, and it made him want to cry and all this other stuff. And Sara, she tries to comfort him and tell him like it's gonna be okay. Caroline, she just needs to heal from her trauma. Like she has a lot of trauma there, and she uses him as her punching bag. What else do I have on that? Oh, she says she's also not surprised that Sergio is opening up to her, because he is like like I said before, a brother relationship.
What I think about, and just in this scene right here, just because I don't know what's going, but it made me laugh, because, and this was not a laughable. It's not a laughable moment, but it made me laugh. Oh, Michael's funny.
He is, and Michael's I love his outfit. Her outfit was.
Man. We gonna kiki about some Michael tonight. We gonna get into some Michael today, but it was funny when Sergio says, Sara, he was like, somebody told Caroline that she micromanages me, and I don't think she micromanages me, and like she's my mother, and she's not like my mother, and so then this woman, she says, who told her that? And he said, her hypnotherapist. She didn't say, oh, she might be wrong, or like it almost was like, okay, so now somebody real told her some real stuff, and so now I got to go back to kind of like, okay, this might be real. Maybe she might have not thought this, but maybe you walked into something or overheard something you didn't hear correctly or all of. And so I feel like when she found out it was her hypnotherapist, I think she gave it credit. And then she also said, like she said, yeah, she has trauma, and she needs to be talking to somebody. But then you also probably need to talk to somebody too, because y'all two people that need some. I mean, we all need it. Like, I ain't even gonna lie, we all need it. Like, and when I say need, it's the need to release something that you've been holding on, that you can tell a family member, your friend, some things that you just hold on to, feelings you hold on to that you just can't say to different people because they might look at you differently or be like, oh, poor thing, and you don't want that. You just want to get it off your chest.
Facts.
So I feel like Sara was like, I feel like she was validating the fact that who told her probably told her the correct thing. Maybe you misconstrued. And the fact that she said, you know what? She noticed like, this is not just going to be like a 2-second or 2-minute or 5-minute conversation. We'll discuss later, because she knows it's deeper. The layers is deep when it comes to Stanbury and this young man. And it's that they're married, and then they all also got their own things going on. So it's a lot. It is a lot. And Sara comes from 2 failed marriages that we'll find out later. So she is one. She's very empathetic, and I love that about her. So
yeah,
she empathetic?
Huh?
I said, you don't think she's empathetic?
I mean, yeah, I guess so, but she's still. I gotta stick by what that little.
Oh, you do like that little.
Like, I feel like he does come off disingenuous at times, so I do feel like that. But in this moment, no, I mean, I can't. Whether she was being genuine or not, a fact is a fact, and there is trouble in paradise there, and it has a lot to do with, yes, Caroline, her trauma, but it also has to do with something is up with him too. Like they should just not have been together. Like I said, when we the first time we ever
time we ever saw them together. Like, wait,
I
what? Special what? Your boy toy what? Oh, you gonna marry your fiance?
like, whoa, now that was when I stopped being like,
Yeah, like, nah, it's okay to go get your rocks off, but girl,
exactly.
uh-uh.
But but the most dramatic of them all, Ayan walks in at this moment, and I bring it up because when she walks in, I can't even lie, her outfit for the first time ever was like, it was kind of cute, where she picks up this disco ball that literally, I'm like, of all, like, what are the coincidence that that was just sitting there? Like, what is the coincidence? Didn't care for the makeup too much, and we
I didn't like that.
I thought that was too much. But I did like the outfit. The outfit was cute.
It probably would have gave more. She would have did the silver on one side, like gave that on
like
one, and then and if her hair was like pulled to one side and she did that on one side, and then everything else would have been just like regular. If you was accenting like one eye and had your hair pulled to one side and it made it feel like that makeup was pulling that to one side and pulled your hair back to that other side, I would have been feeling that, because then it would have gave you like Matrix feeling, or it's not even Matrix, but you know what I mean, like outer space, I'm not from this world kind of a thing. But I was like, girl, that, and then she got real red eyes, and I'm not. I have red eyes as well. I'm, when I wake up in the morning, my eyes are red. It don't help that I, smoke a little reefer every now and again and every day and never mind. And so, never mind. I'm just joking. No, I'm not. But so I'm saying she got the red eyes.
It was weird.
She got the red eyes. So for people that have red eyes that turn red or not really crispy white, I always feel like, why are you accenting your eyes when those are the things that look so red on you? Like, you can't get. I don't know that they have some kind of, not Visine, but whatever they have that's supposed to be amplified, or some kind of eye drops that's supposed to do it. Use that stuff. Go get that. But she's still a pretty girl though. Like when I look at her, I be like, Ayan got this look. She, like you said before, we all said she's always owned every look that she presents. She owns that. And I kind of, the dress was kind of cool, but I also feel like you do want all eyes on you. Stanbury didn't like that at her engagement party. And I feel like you should kind of like read the room a little bit. Like, if it's not your party, it's not your standalone thing, and this had nothing to do with you, don't come in no goddamn on Super Ball thing. So everywhere you move, we can see you. No.
I was so confused. I was so confused.
That's something that the person that's the party's for would wear, not for a person that's just attending.
Yeah, it was a lot. Or even if it was just the top and not the bottom, maybe.
Yeah, come on now.
Top, maybe, then I would understand that. But it was just like, and I only say that because, ultimately, I mean, if it's my party, I want all my friends to come looking amazing. I usually don't care about stuff like that. But because that was such an issue last season when she showed up to the desert engagement party.
That's what I just said. Yeah,
I would, and only because they're trying to start anew. If she didn't care about her, then I would say whatever, do what you want. But because that was in a contention in the past, I would have toned it down. And
that's exactly right, sister. That's exactly right. Last year they weren't friends, so of course she's gonna come in and show up and show out because that's the type of person she is, and I don't like you, or no, you don't like me. So I'm gonna do what I want. But this year, if we're gonna bend, we're trying to rebuild or even start building a friendship, and you know that kind of rubbed her the wrong way, you should kind of tone it down and be like, girl, and tell her like, I was gonna wear woo-wop, but I remember, it's your party. I'm trying, and that's just some things that if you're trying to build on a friendship, that would have been cool to do.
Yeah, I totally agree. But who else was giving her the side eye?
Oh my God, Saba was not playing,
and this is where I started to kind of get a little confused by her. Actually, we'll get into that in a second.
Let's chat. Let's talk.
She's like, This is literally the face she makes when Ayan walks in, and I want to say this is where we start to get some more commentary from Mike.
Go back to the. I'm sorry, Brevy. Before you start this commentary, go back to the picture. Is this where we see the lip injections? Oh, okay, go ahead.
Oh my God, I'm gonna just keep going by. So yeah, I definitely I picked up on that. But anyway, Michael. Yes, this is where we find out that Michael, beyond the fact that they have stuff all over the place, the other main issue is that Sergio and Stanbury, there's a lot of tension between them underneath it all, apparently behind closed doors. And that tension between them spills out obviously to where he can pick up, on the energy and stuff like that. And who wants to be around that ultimately? I was like, you don't say. You don't say. What is their tension about?
I know what there's tension about, since my sis has to take a small break. The tension is from Michael saying they can't have sex in his house. There's very much S, a vowel, and then the letter X. That is the tension right there, sir. You contributed to that, Michael. Michael, you know what the tension is, sir. You're the one that told them they couldn't do anything in your house. It's been 2 months, sir. Sergio is a young whippersnapper. Are you kidding me, trying to play me and think you can play my face talking about, yeah, there's tension and, I can see it. Yeah. You better be lucky Sergio ain't beat you up or be snappy with you for telling them something so silly. So I'm just joking, but I'm just saying. There's definitely tension. It's funny because, like she said, Michael starts, we start finding out that Michael sees more and knows more because he's living with them. But I feel like in these moments, Michael is throwing jabs and he's doing side busts. I know in LA, I'm from California, we say you side busting. And when you side bust, you think that nobody has heard you. You saying things subliminally. I can't say that word. That word, subliminal. And then you don't think nobody else can hear it or wondering if they caught it. And usually the people that you're trying to target to do that to, they hear it. They just might not say nothing in the moment. So Michael is a side busser. He likes a side bus. And like I said, he does a lot of side busting. And he may have reason to, because he has lived with these people for 2 months. But at the same time, going back to what I said before my sister got on her little phone call, I said, he's the reason why there's a lot of tension. You're the one that told them they can have S with a letter and a vowel in the middle with an X at the end in your house. It's been 2 months, bruh. So what I'm saying is a lot of tension because of something you said to them, most likely. On top of, because remember, they was only supposed to be there 2 weeks. They're there 2 months. You don't want them doing nothing in your house. I don't know why so much tension. What? Okay.
No, I definitely feel that way as well. And I also was thinking about too that well, Michael likes the camera. I will say that. I don't feel like this is the last time we'll see of him, which actually I wasn't mad because I want to say he's good TV. I want to say Stanbury had some friends and I didn't really care too much for them. Her friends last year, I want to say they either gave hater or I don't know.
Snobby.
They rubbed me the wrong way for some reason. So it was kind of a breath of fresh air to see him, not being on no mess like that. I will give him that. But
just one other thing I want to say before you go into anything else, and it's about Saba. The fact that, remember how I would say birds feather flock together? Saba and Sara. Remember, Sara was like, she didn't want to go to the Beyonce concert. She don't like to hang around right? Saba is on the same thing. And even probably more so. I think that's a thing that they have in common. Like, They're not better than us because they got albums. They're not better than us because they got riches. They're not better than us because of whatever. When people do that to me, when they try to say, they're not better than me because of this, I feel like you're the one putting them on this pedestal. You're not trying to say, oh yeah, everybody else is putting them on the pedestal. No, no,
I
no.
didn't say that, but okay.
You're putting them there, and you're the one putting this there, and then you're trying to tell yourself that, because nobody's ever said, like, I love Beyonce, I really do, but other than music, we're equal. Like, other than music, baby, we the same person. We are the same. You just have a lot of albums. You're a star. Great. That's your profession. My profession, I've been in the business 30 years, 30 plus years doing my stuff. So I have a profession too, and I'm well known too. And so, with that being said, we are the same. I don't look at Beyonce like she's so much better than me. No, she's great at what she does, and I love her for it. But we are the same. Like, I don't put her on no pedestal. She's different than I. So I say that to say, I feel Sara and Saba do that to people. Y'all putting that on them people, and then you're like, but I'm not giving it to you.
Yes,
Nobody
you are.
asked you to. Nobody asked you to put them there, and nobody asked you to take it from them. You're doing that all on your own. So stop. And it's not cute to sit there and have your nose stuck up like, I don't like people like that. Well, you're not making yourself look too good either.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I like how you broke that down. And I feel like that is exactly what they do. And I feel like the reason why you're saying it is because this next little tidbit that we got, I feel like one, Sara was being messy by asking Saba like what was the reaction for and stuff like that, when how she reacted to when Ayan first walked up in the place. And so Sara set the stage for that, and then Saba told both Sara and Sergio that she feels like people like Ayan, wait, what did I write? And her parents. Oh, she went on to say that she sees these kinds of people all this time in Dubai, and as soon as she said that, I was like,
Hater.
well, I mean, and maybe I don't know. Maybe that's me and my due to my own traumas. Who knows? But I immediately felt as though it's like you can't say certain things like that to certain demographics of people without them thinking like, what do you mean by that? Like, where are we going with this? Because people use that a lot of times as an opener to say some wild, excuse my language, to say some wild shit. And I immediately was like, my ears went up and was like, so what are you about to say? Because although Ayan is a character that sometimes rubs me the wrong way, and somebody that gets on my nerves a lot of the time, and I think that she could tone it down a lot of the time. At the end of the day, that's her. That's what she wants to do. That has no bearing on my life. So I don't know, like I don't rate her or judge her if that's what she wants to do. But there was a lot of judgment in her voice, I feel like, when she said that. And I'm like, Ayan, at the same time, she's been over there for a lot of years. So I'm like, what are you meaning by that? And she went on to say that she sees like, these over the top people there. And that's basically what she was trying to get at. And those aren't her types of kind of people. How did you feel about that when she said that?
I don't like when anybody tries to type of person. Don't it's not even a stereotype. It's like, I'm with you. What exactly are you saying? Because you guys are all high end, right? You guys all got different things going on in Dubai. Y'all not, there's no like mooching over there. And granted, remember, we did talk about the fact that we don't know a lot about Ayan, where she lives, how she lives. Yes, she has these gowns and she walks in the room with confidence, but we don't really know how she makes her money. Now, if she's still modeling on the high end side, if she's being sought after. I don't know all of that. but we do know she did start her makeup line. We did talk about that last week. So, maybe this is the turning point. Maybe there's a pivotal point that's coming about. But I started feeling when you said it just now, I'm like, are we feeling kind of like, I don't want to use the R and it's cis in the end. I don't think you were trying to say that, but when she's talking like that, I was like, we gotta get into Saba a little bit more before I even put that on her.
Well,
I ain't gonna put that on her.
I'm not gonna go full throttle and say that. That's why I say my spidey senses went up when she said it more than
I didn't know when you said it.
Jump off the porch, but I was just like, pause. Where are we about to go with that? Because again, a lot of times people say that as an opener to say some craziness. So I was just like, where are we about to go with this? Because I already don't like how you're setting the stage for whatever.
This is what I love about you. That because my sign, like I said, my Libra sign, I'm always giving you a super benefit of the doubt. I really do. Like I'm gonna look at I'm gonna go give you your good way more than I'm gonna give you your bad because I really want you to be good. My Gemini sister, she has a good and a bad, and it's not even a good, it's a good and an open eye. That's what I should call it. We're good and an open eye. And when her open eye says something, and even when you said it to me and brought it to me, it made me feel like, ooh, that's that thing my sister do. Dang, I know this is going to go in the direction that she is thinking. What's going on? Why are we even here? Why are you? It's something deeper. Like I said earlier, when we first started, I said we are feeling like detectives. We are feeling like we are putting puzzle pieces together, and we are digging deep in the episodes. Like each episode, we are trying to dig deep into. So I'm with you. I feel like we're gonna find some things out about Saba that may not be to our liking.
Yeah. She I will say she redeemed her, not fully, but she said some other things that made me, soften back up to her. But in this moment, I definitely was like, where are we about to go with this?
A little side eye.
And speaking of Ayan, she begins, I shouldn't say the word harass, but she definitely was asking Yasmin to basically to get with her son, and I was just like, not you pimping your son. What the
I don't like that.
I'm so bothered. And I'm like, well, he probably like that. I don't like when children of these housewives, of these celebrities, whatever, they typically are never in a position where they requested to be, on our screen. Show. It's just by proxy of the fact that they are who they are and they are children of these individuals who we watch on screen. And they get, they're part of the package with that. So I hate to see them ever, I hate to see their right to privacy ever like bothered. I really don't like that. And I felt like that was kind of a bit of her blurring the lines of like, okay, making my family like a part of my storyline and like also putting them on display. Like that was her putting him and his life on display.
We don't need it. We don't need it. Ayan, we don't need that. Don't do that no more. We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need it.
Absolutely not. We also find out that Michael bought a house next to Stanbury. So again, this won't be the last time that we see Michael.
Hold on. That's right. But before that, because my sister said her notes was a little some. Okay, that's a true statement. But that statement came after he was kind of like throwing jabs. Because they've been doing that all night. He had been throwing jabs at them all night. And he was like, yeah, I'm just ready for them to go. Woo, woo, woo. And then she was like, yeah, but he's going to miss us. Or he really ain't that ready for us to go. Or he wouldn't have bought a place near my place. And I was like, see, this is what I'm talking about. There were certain moments that Michael was talking to different people. He said it to Ayan about them having an underlying thing. When he talked to Sara, he was like, yeah, I'm just ready for them to go. you know, and this is go back to your point where are you trying to be a friend of you trying to get on the show? So you're talking to key people and telling them so that we can be like, oh, okay, this is what he's doing. Because if you are, sir, don't do that. Don't do that. Because it's the fastest way to get you off, not be a friend of the show. We like subtleness. We don't like your face. We don't like you.
Ooh.
What? You had an epiphany.
Because I was just thinking, it's 2024. I feel like a little side note. It's 2024. We're always, I feel like, scrutinizing and trying to tell Bravo that they need to rewrite the wheel and kind of start to shake up and go about these shows differently. We've never actually gotten a official like all of the friends of have always been ladies, right? Why can't we have some dudes as friends of?
Because usually housewives don't have dudes as friends.
Well, I mean, Michael,
you asked a question, that was the answer. But there are exceptions to the rules.
Obviously, we've seen the Dwights. We've seen.
I was just gonna say that you dang
people like right that. There. But no, I think we should start.
But I feel like the only time we see that as a friend of, they gotta be playing for the same sex person. Because because if they not, then we're always gonna be looking at them like y'all too close, or where's your husband? We got that from BC. So that's why they don't do that. That's why we don't do that. Unless you play for the other team, it doesn't make sense to bring a guy friend on there because it's gonna start looking like y'all more than friends. And it's like, shut up.
Yeah.
I grew up with him. I've known him since I was 2 years old. And people hear that and still say, that's because y'all was destined to be together. Like, shut up.
Yeah, maybe we're not as evolved.
So that's the only answer to the question that you asked. But are we opposed to it? No.
No. That was me being a little too ambitious. Based off of again just seeing Michael and stuff like that. More so because he put us on to what's really going on. So I'm like, see, maybe he is an asset. Maybe bring him on for real. And
why we only gotta have one friend of? Especially if other friends ain't friends of. Like I feel like if your friend ain't gonna come on,
everybody should have one. No.
They should all have a friend of, but some friends of don't want to be a friend of or be on TV. So if you're not, then that friend of, pass that friend of to your other friend that might have another cool friend that just ain't, it'll be a trio of y'all. But hey, good TV is good TV. Whichever y'all need to do to make us happy.
Yeah. No, I definitely understand that too. But he definitely was a character which I wasn't expecting. I really wasn't. I
don't know why, because Stanbury is like that. She speaks her mind.
Yeah,
she says what she thinks. Like, so them being best friends, we should have thought of. We should have known.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Stanbury, at this time she finally makes her debut, and I mean she looked cute enough, I guess. Like it was a cute.
I feel like it's too young for her. I'm very, 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 very much on this where I'm at in life. Like the outfit fits, yes. Does she look okay? Does she look cool? She look okay. Is this the best body for this outfit? Not really.
I don't think so.
Not really. So for me, I feel like it's a little too young for her. And I feel like
style. Like, is this really her style? Like, did you?
And that's what I feel like. I don't feel like this is her style. Let me tell you something. I like the way she looks in her confessional with the dang on cheetah print on.
Okay.
I do. I don't know. Let me when I say this, let's be clear. I don't appreciate all the cheetah print.
I love it.
Okay, so you do love it. Okay, so for me, this looks like more her. She could have came out in this, and I'd have been happy.
Yeah, and there would have been so much. But that's
what okay. So all right, so we on the same thing. Okay. So I thought you were saying, oh no, because I'm a cheetah print girl. I love cheetah print. On my skin, on brown skin, on light skin, across the board, on the dark skin. Cheetah print accentuates everybody. It makes everybody look sexy. Everybody can wear this, right? Mm-hmm. Even our Caucasian cousins. What I'm saying is, this to me looks more her style. She looks more elegant. She look more money, old money right here. She look more old money right here. And in the other, bring the other outfit back up, sister.
Right here.
And then I'm gonna tie it all in a bow with this. So y'all see the difference in how elegant the other one looks to where what we looking at right here, right? Now bring me back to the screen. Let me tell you something before we go on. She was on Andy's thing, right?
I saw
at the end. Y'all, so anybody that didn't see, so me and my sister watched it. She she had to judge from meek to chic. Was remember that segment? And specifically, she said that Cynthia did not look good in the gold outfit with the afro. She was like, "Yes, meek." I said, "Wait, what?" Even Annie said, "What? You mean the golden goddess is not giving chic?" She's like, "I'm sorry, I don't like it." So, in return, Stanbury, I want to tell you, babe, that wasn't it. You ain't got it, and you should have wore the cheetah print, or you should have wore something similar to that, something that was accentuate your body, but all that extra material that you thought was doing something, it was not giving what you thought it was going to give, and that's why you had your nip slip.
Yeah, she knew she was supposed to have a blazer on, but I don't know what she was doing.
Come on, blazer. Come on, blazer.
I ain't no wrong blazers. I wear blazers all the time.
I love blazers.
But that's why I had that confessional look pick up here, because I was like, I love this so much. I meant to actually bring it up earlier, but
okay, so because I love a see-through. Give me a see-through print. You see me with a see-through print. That's me. And because we are around the same age, that's, to me, this is sexy for me. This is giving all I need to give. I don't need to give any more material. I don't need to do that. I just need to give a look
without showing skin. Like, and that's what people, I feel like that's really the true definition of like, you like are really on some fashion stuff if you know how to exude that without doing the most anticipated rendition of it. Like, I feel like that's expected. But
I love that. I'm glad that you got that. But I just had to. I'm glad we had that little discussion, because I was like, girl, no, it took all day for that. No.
So Stanbury, she lets the ladies know at this moment that she uninvited Brooks. Like we were getting out earlier, she uninvited Brooks, and they were all like,
I mean, they all mouth dropped.
And Ayan even was like, why you do that? Like what is up with that? And Stanbury's like, she called me see you next Tuesday. Like, period. And Sara pissed me off because Sara was so quick to say, well, she was drunk. Okay. And I liked how Saba, although they are friends and stuff like that, I like how Saba was getting in her little 2 cents there. And she was saying, like, basically that doesn't, make it all right, though. Like, that's not cool. So we had some people saying that. We had some people saying this. And Saba specifically was like, why would she invite her to her best friend's house? Or not Saba. Stanbury was like, why would she invite her to her best friend's house after she called her see you next Tuesday? And she was very polite, if you ask me. She didn't just text her or anything like that. She called Brooks up on the phone, because we got a flashback of it. It's happened off screen. And she was like, look, based on where we're at right now, like, I just don't think that we should meet up like this. And Brooks, she, surprisingly enough, I will say, she received it really well. She was like, I think that we need to have a one-on-one when we sit down or whatever. But, for now, like, I hope you have a lot of fun tonight. And, let's just leave it at that. But then turns around in her confessional to say that she doesn't give two shits about being invited.
That eviction party, that you
when she said eviction party. This is when she said eviction party. And I was just, and so meanwhile, at home, she being a mom and, trying to meditate and whatever she's doing. She's unbothered, so she says.
If you need to meditate, that ain't unbothered. That is the furthest thing from unbothered if you need to meditate. Let's be clear. Okay? Let's be clear. You can tell whoever you want to tell on the screen, off the screen, girl, you was bothered. And you know that all the girls know that you're not going to be there. And they going to know. So now you're so bothered that you got to meditate on how you going to tell each one of these girls how you had this conversation with Stanbury and how she uninvited you and how you're going to spin it to, yeah, I told her and I didn't really want to go. We're going to watch you try to really spin this, Brooks, and we all saw it with our own two very eyes. So good luck with that because it ain't going to work.
Yeah, she's really starting to piss me off because she's literally saying one over here and saying the opposite over here, and I'm just like, that makes me know, or that allows me to know that what everybody's saying is right, and that she be calling and saying this and saying that, and she gets on the phone and she doesn't ever bring up her issues right then and there because she's doing it in real time. She's literally saying one thing on the phone to her and making it seem like it's all cool and dandy, and then getting over here and telling us that I'm talking cash money ish every chance she gets. Like, she's smiling in her face literally, and then doing the exact opposite. So it went down exactly how Stanbury said in the beginning, and it was very much you were he-heing with me when I said it, and then in turn got off the phone and then wanted to have your ass on her back and get all mad about it later on and bring it up later on.
And the fact that both of the parties was there to actually put you on your own blast on how the only thing is Talene didn't check her. Like, well, you said she said it this way. She's saying it was funny. Y'all laughed about it. Why would you come tell me that it seemed more serious? I feel like you trying to be the troublemaker.
Yep.
But Talene is not looking at Brooks as a troublemaker yet, but it's going to come up. It's inevitable because Brooks is not a genuine person. So when you're not a genuine person, it's going to get thrown back in your face, little lady. It's this time is going to do it for you.
I believe so.
Yeah, it's and that's why why Lesa called her out and said, yeah, you're mad. It seems like you're mad because she's hanging out with me and Ayan now, and that she's not mad at us. Oh, no, that's not it. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yep, it definitely is. It definitely is. But I'm sorry. I get sidetracked. I got sidetracked off of that. We're still at the last. Oh, we haven't got to the door.
Lesa hasn't even walked in yet. At this moment, this is when Lesa walks in and she's like, hey, tell me what's going on.
Yes.
And this is when Sarah's still harping on the fact that, blame it on the alcohol pretty much. It's not that deep. Like, she better work it out, this, that, and the other thing. Because I feel like although I was annoyed by Sarah at this, I think it's just Sarah is trying to be optimistic about it because she's been doing that one-on work heal. Sarah probably thinks that Brooks has been going to those sessions this entire time. Oh. She really hasn't. So that's probably why she's saying, like, wait, like,
she's on a journey.
And then she's gonna find out later on that you ain't really been doing no work, and I've been up here windmilling for you. Like, yeah,
good point, sister.
Falling out yet, because I would totally look back on this and be like, oh, you have me out here caping for you and you weren't even really doing the work. Oh, absolutely not. But Lesa walks in at this moment and they tell her what's up. And she's like, look, me and Talene actually sat down with Brooks yesterday and she told me all about this. And the crazy thing is that she's the common denominator here and all of the drama. Pretty much she is the common denominator. And I even tried to get her to take accountability and she refused. She refused. And honestly, I don't feel like Lesa was putting 20 on 10 at all. That's exactly what happened.
It's true.
That's exactly what happened. But they kind of table that enough to where then this is when we get a kind of cringy scene between Stanbury, her daughter. Michael bought them a cake. I didn't get a picture of the cake, but it was kind of funny. It was literally like an eviction cake, and they had
they was getting the boot.
they were there was like a little figure of little Sergio and Stanbury, and so it's like, oh yay, cake, everything's great. And I want to say Yasmin, or I want to say Michael, he actually asked her before that. He was like, what do you dislike? What do you dislike and like about your stepfather, Sergio? I want to say he asked her that, which I thought was kind of weird and messy, but
very messy.
That's their business, not mine. And Sarah's thing is that Sergio, he's a bit clingy. And I was like, a bit? You can take the bit out. Like, he is clingy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, well, tell us how you really feel. And she went on later on to really tell us how she felt, because when they brought the cake out, she like bit their heads off and she was like, yay, my lifelong dream of biting my mom's head off. Ha ha. But then they start doing some switching and swapping of the heads and, whatever. And before we know it, we hear Yasmin telling, and she said it kind of jokingly, I guess. She goes on to say, yeah, now you can fulfill your lifelong dream of wearing a dress or whatever to Sergio. And I could tell because there was a seriousness in Stanbury's voice, and she was like, that's not funny. Like, knock it off, stop. Like, because he was probably already getting in his feelings about it. He didn't say anything, but I'm sure that came up later on. That was probably just a little glimpse that we got, y'all, into what Michael was saying before about there being underlying tensions between us. Clearly, there's something going on there. We're even going to see in episodes to come where Yasmin and her mom are going to talk about like how she feels about their relationship. What did you think about that?
I'm mixed feelings because I feel like she was out of line. I feel like she was out of line. She shouldn't have said what she said. Now, granted, she is having a good time. She's joking. But at the same time, you also know that he is clingy. You also know that he is your mom's shadow. So to call him out on that, it's kind of like, I feel like you didn't do it out of the kindness of your heart. If you sneeze, bless you. But and I feel like it was, and I don't want to use the word malicious, but it kind of was more on the malicious side than, oh, Kiki, ha. It's different if she said, oh, he's my mom's shadow. He follows my mom around, but I love him for it because I never have to worry about my mom. I know he got her back. He got her front, her side. If you said that, if you was being funny and saying he's her shadow, but then you turn around and make that a positive, I'm for that. But because you was like, he's clingy, yeah, he is. And that's also my husband. So and every relationship is different. So there's no handbook or somebody can tell somebody that they're more clingy. There might not be your cup of tea, but I know people that were clingy in their relationship. It wasn't my thing, but it was their thing and it worked, and they're still together right to this moment. So just because on the outside, us outside looking in, thinking that that's not right, I don't feel that. I feel like you can't tell the next person how their relationship would be, and that you've been the daughter of all people, shouldn't have did that. Made your stepfather, and let's be clear, that's your stepfather, who is only 17 years older than you. That's your stepdad, though, so you need to show him some respect, and especially if you want him to give you respect back, because if he finds out your flaws and your little twerks, or your little tweaks, the shit that could be better, and he starts speaking them out loud and on the internet, you ain't gonna be happy about that as a 17-year-old. So let's be respectful and don't do that to your stepdad. And I was happy to hear that Stanbury said what she said in the firm tone that she said it, because it's not no kiki part right now. This ain't funny. I don't like how I treat my husband. I'm working on it. That don't mean you treat my husband in this way. Yeah, and that's what I gathered from that.
I can understand that, and I'm never dismissing any negative behaviors, or whatever, or disrespect. So I definitely think that that's true, but I also think two things can exist at the same time. while we have that over here, we also, or at least in my opinion, I feel like things like that are only said because they are still laced with a bit of the truth. And I feel like she's only probably bringing it up in this manner because it's just like she's a young adult, like she is still probably mastering communication just like a lot of adults are. And that's probably maybe the only way that she knows how to express herself, especially because Caroline doesn't seem like the most nurturing. We've already
She wasn't nurtured.
yeah, she wasn't like that. So I'm not saying she don't love her kids or anything like that, but perhaps these are the only ways for her to really understand and be tuned into stuff, because maybe she's tried to say it in nicer ways before, or tried to approach her about it before or whatever, and it was falling on deaf ears maybe. And I feel like when people say and act these types of ways, it's because it's like, I don't know how else to make you like know that this is like a problem for me. And sometimes they don't communicate in the best ways, but I do feel like her number one goal there, I don't think was to necessarily embarrass him as much as it was to express something that's really been bothering her. And sometimes people only know how to do that masked behind like jokes or whatever.
That's some aggressive behavior. I get that.
I'm not saying it, but I think there's a bigger issue here. And
but it's the issue with, but sister, is the issue with the stepdad or is the issue with the mama? Because like you said, two things can be true. You could be feeling this kind of way really about your mom. How dare you bring this little young buck in here that is going to shadow you and do everything you say. And now I got to listen to him. And this is your man. And you bring him here. I think the issue is more with the mom than with the husband. And if that's true, why are you clowning the husband about it? You got to go back to mom's and be like, check this out, mom.
It might be.
I'll be as a side because my kids are the same way. Like I've done this. I've done this. My being a step parent and bringing my husband in as a step parent, and my kids having to listen to them, and them may have a problem with my husband, but will come to me and be like, "But it's your fault because you don't want to let him move wild." I'll be like, "Yep,
yeah."
Mate got me because I'm the one. I'm the one. It's my kid. I'm the one. I'm the one to protect them. Yeah, that's their stepdad, but they're my children. So really, if they have a problem with my husband, you just come talk to me so I can fix the problem with the husband. Not but you go take the husband.
Their aggressions on that person because it's like it's because of the roles that they play. Where it's like Caroline, he's the one that's, I don't know how to explain it, but he's the one who's actively doing the clinging, and she more so is just allowing it. So sometimes it's like then the person takes it out on the person that's doing the clinging because they're like, back off being so clingy, and I mean at the same time stop allowing them to cling on to you. But it's just like,
which is what so we said the same thing.
Do that if you would, I don't know. Sometimes
so we're saying the same thing. You just said exactly what I said, and you just flipped it around. But like I said, if the issue with the daughter, my issue with the daughter, you could very well have these feelings and these harboring these feelings, but I really think it's towards the mom and not towards Sergio.
Yeah, it probably
using Sergio to push it out, but it's not with Sergio, it's with your mom. You're mad at your mom for dealing with this young guy that you putting on top over us. And then you're mad at the fact that man is so clingy. Well, why did you bring the clingy man to us, mother?
Yeah, but it represents the issue. Just like when in infidelity, when you see like it's your person that did the cheating, but when you see that person walking down the street, they represent the infidelity. So you're like, I want to run them over with my car right now. It doesn't make it right, but it's just sometimes it's easier to take out your aggressions on the person that represents the issue rather than the person that you're linked to, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's true. But like, okay, it's like she's 17, so we get it. She might not know because she doesn't know when to say and when not to say. This wasn't a time for her to say that.
No,
it was embarrassing for Sergio. I'm sure it made him feel a kind of way because we all cringed when it happened. So for me, I just feel like
But you know what? This also represented not one but two issues technically, because it represents, yeah, the fact that you're disrespecting him, or whatever, you obviously have an issue with him being clingy, whatever. That's one half of it. But you also said him being in a dress. That's a whole other thing that you're trying to like say too, if that makes sense.
Say that she did say that,
bringing up multiple things here. Yeah,
I forgot she said that. That was really, yeah. She really said the and then now you can wear a dress like you. Yeah, that was, and she said that outside her body, and it's on camera. Now it's gonna live forever.
Yeah, it is. Just like his see-through pants. This scene ended on him getting pushed and pulled, and he has see-through pants, and everybody's laughing.
Did you like that too? Did you agree that out of everybody that's there, why push him in the pool? Why? Who did that?
Was it Sarah? I thought it was Sara. I thought it was one of the ladies.
I feel like it couldn't have been. Sarah wouldn't do that when she knows this man has got like damn near tears in his eyes from.
But but they just all probably see him the same way, which is like that's just Sergio. They probably don't. I'm not trying to reduce.
Oh no.
Humanity, but I think that they all kind of just see him as like that's just Sergio. Like we don't really take him too serious. Like he's just Sergio, if that makes sense. That's probably what they see him as.
They do. It makes me feel sad though. I don't like it.
This scene wasn't my favorite scene of the episode. She's getting her hair done. She is going to go on this date. But it's not a date, but it's a date, but it's not a date.
No, it's not a date. Why is it not a date, sister? Because in Dubai, she said, you go on a date, you damn near about to marry the person.
Yeah, like we're locked in at that point. So again, we get more glimpses into, the cultural differences with that, which that's Sarah's job on the show as well, to give us insight into that. So kudos to that. But she's getting her hair done for this friends having dinner together. We'll call it that. And she's accompanied by her son. And she immediately tells him, like, let's talk, no judgment. And she lets her son know that her friend Talene decided to bring a guy and introduce her to him. And he immediately was like, visibly lets us know that he is not down with that. And she's like, why are you upset? What's going on here? And he tells her very candidly that so many men have been bad to her in the past. And, she's like, well, does that mean that then all men are bad? And he's like, probably yes. And I was like, wow. I was not expecting him to say that, but she goes on to say, or he goes on to say, or she goes on to say that mommy was just choosing, bad in the past, and, she's not going to do that again. And like, what would he like to see in a stepdad? And he's like, somebody that buys me games sometimes and gives me like sweets sometimes, but not too much, because no diabetes on my watch. And
I love that.
She lets us know that she is open to getting to know the guy, at least during this time. How did you feel about her being so transparent with her son? How did you feel about, their conversation, their dynamic, and all that?
I love the fact that she's very transparent with her kids, because it's too many times that parents do not involve their children when they're dating or about to date, and just think that, oh yeah, I'm the one about to be satisfied and this is what it is. It's like, girl, you're not always just going to be having S and the X at the end with the person. Like, if you're looking long term, it's like, we're going to get older. There's going to be times where we're not going to be doing all that all the time. So we got to get deeper into what you really want and what you're looking for in companionship. Companionship has nothing to do with sexuality. Like, those are two different things. So I really enjoyed that she was able to talk to her son, and not only that, but hear what her son had to say. If she didn't have this conversation, she wouldn't know that her son thinks that all men are bad. And that is an untruth. And so now there's a teaching moment, and a learning moment for him that all men are not bad. And not only that, you're going to become a man, and you're going to become a good man because of what you know about the bad men. So I like that about it. And I always feel like women, if you're going to date and you have small children, younger children, children at least 13 and under, because a 13-year-old, they go through their own set of different things. That's a whole nother ball game. But 12 and under is another ball game. And if you're going to choose a partner, you need to make sure that that partner is going to be active in the child's life, because
his daddy
and even more so that the father isn't active is more so the reason why how you make the mistake, because Sarah told us she had, she married the father, they didn't work out. Then she got the second husband. The second husband didn't even like children, didn't give her son no love, no interaction, no nothing. He gave him no guidance as a man being in the household, and didn't do that for him is like ridiculous. So for her to have this second failed marriage, I understand why she's going for, perfection, damn near. No such thing. But if damn near, I need perfection. And so for her to have this dialogue with her son and let her know that, I picked the wrong man. It wasn't the man. Yes, it's the man, but it was my fault for picking the man. Accountability, man. I mean, it take a big person to say that. So I like that scene, and I like that she was able to see that there was a teachable moment with her son.
Yeah, at first I had to catch myself, because as soon as she asked that, I was like, girl, why are you, he don't need to be. But then I was like, no, she didn't say anything bad. She didn't say like, oh yeah, let's go all meet him today. Or she wasn't, I think she gave just enough. She let him know that, so that it's no surprise if they do decide to go, proceed forward and become a couple, whatever. Obviously, based on what we saw later, they're not, but just keeping him informed to know that like her dating, like it is a possibility that I might be in a relationship at some point, because I am dating. Like I don't think there's anything wrong with your child know that you're dating at least. Mm-hmm. And that's what she let him know in this moment. And I loved that he was so expressive about what he felt, because honestly, I'm not gonna lie, at first I was going to just assume, and it's based on maybe my own personal experiences, where it's like usually I feel like kids sometimes will approach this in a way where it's like them expressing that, or it's usually rooted in them thinking that their parent is going to be taken away from them, or they're going to get less like time or stuff like that with the parent, or they don't want to share them or whatever, just like stuff like that usually. And that's what I assumed he was going to say, but he was like, no, it's because I've seen people wrong you before. And it was very more so protective of her than it was of like even him at that moment. It was just all about like, I don't want to see my mom being wronged again. And I feel like that's fair to say and a fair feeling to feel. And he hasn't had any other representations of positive male figures apparently. So I understand why he probably is also like thinking like, yeah, they represent bad omens in his life, because
I feel like, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, how she said that Sergio and her like brother and sister, like take advantage of that.
That might be Sergio.
He wants a kid that gives him something to like big brother type stuff. Like
I don't know, like
yeah, I just felt like I didn't want to, I'll forget my thoughts. Or sometimes when I'm in because for that reason.
That's a point. And I mean, from the other parts we've seen, Sergio has had his own success and stuff like that. So I'm sure he could be somewhat of a positive role model in his life. Mm-hmm. Because what was his name, Daniel or whatever, he not gonna be a part of her future. But I really did enjoy that conversation, and it gave me like a newfound respect for Sara. I will say that, like, she seems to be really good as far as motherhood goes. She's having conversations with her children, her child, which is a lot more than I could say for a lot of people. Like, a lot of people don't even like know like anything about their children's lives,
favorite color, nothing.
Like nothing at all, and vice versa. They also don't know like what's going on in their parents. Not saying that children should be in adults' business. That's not what I'm saying. But like they just kind of don't even know like what is going on in the home life, because that has to do with the home life. Is she dating or whatever? Like so now there's just some random man living in the house and you talking about you're getting married to him next week, and I didn't even know you were even dating people. So I think that's good. I think that they have a really good mother-son relationship, and I love that for her. Speaking of parental children relationships, Lesa and her mom. Lesa takes her mom on a tour to Old Dubai, which I love seeing the dynamic of how that whole thing works. She was doing some haggling, and I wasn't mad at her for that, because if we're gonna do one thing, we're gonna get the best deal, period. So she gave us a little bit of insight into how that works. She let us know that she buys a lot of the materials for Mina Road down there, and we learn a little bit more about her and her mom's relationship. They bond over shopping, so of course that's what they're gonna do, which me and my mom, like, that's where I get it from. So I definitely empathize with that. She, as much as she is a mommy's girl, she at one point was very much a daddy's girl. So after they shop, they go to have some fresh seafood afterward, and she tells her mom, yes, about the night, but she not only about the night and the tea that she collected at the party, but her mom asked about Ayan, of course, and then she goes on to ask her mom, like, okay, so when are you moving to Dubai? And instead of answering the question, her mom was like, when are you coming back to the States? And then we get into her dad. Like, she lets us know that she was very much a daddy's girl at one point, but unbeknownst to her, her dad had a whole other family in Canada. Family, she said family, she not just wife. So that means that there were some kids involved too. So she got some siblings, some half siblings around here. And she tells her mom, like, she's like, you know, I want you here or whatever. And her mom's like, well, you know, her mom is a super independent woman, and she's that way because finding out after she found out that he had a whole other family, she, you know, they left Jamaica, moved to the States, and she hasn't really looked back. She made a life for herself there, and she's a nurse. Yeah, she's a nurse, right? So she's used to being super independent, and she's very protective of that. But Lisa's like, you know, children should, you know, at some point take care of their parents. So, you know, I really want you to think about moving here. And she talks about how her mom has made sacrifices and all of that. And it was some years actually before she actually even talked to her dad again. And that the what happened between both her parents has a lot to do with even how has molded her in ways today. So I think I really appreciated learning a lot more about her and her upbringing, and even sharing her mom's story, because technically speaking, that's her mom's story and even her story. But thank you for allowing us to know that. And in the end, or she lets her mom know that, yeah, like, was supposed to be here for 2 years. It has been 10, but it's more likely going to be another 5 years. But in the yes, at least another 5 years. But in the meantime, her mom does say she will consider moving there. So we'll have to see about that. How did you feel about that?
I hope her mom moves.
Huh?
I hope her mom moves because, like she said, Mom, you've been working your whole life. I want to take care of you. Basically, early retirement. You can come out here. You can be with the grandkids. If that's the main goal, is to be, oh, okay. My screen just.
Or even if she scales back at work, and then like maybe only does like part time, or like, I don't know.
She can go to people's house. Like, you can be the nurse the traveling nurse.
Yeah, she could do like a travel nurse thing, and then work some months, and then not work some months.
Exactly. That my thing is, I'm kind of with the daughter. Like, you come to us. Why would you make us uproot all the kids, their schooling, and their stuff when you're one person?
I'm not saying that her career is less important than their career is, but I know like her husband, I don't know if he owns his own he's in finance, I want to say, right?
You talking about Brooke, Lisa's husband?
Yeah, he's like a honcho at whatever he does, I want to say. And she also has just expanded Mina Row as well, which it's an online boutique, but still, like, they obviously have a lot of staff, and the kids just got into that athletic program.
The academy, yeah. So you know what I'm saying, it's different to uproot all of them opposed to her mom uprooting herself and coming. I'm not in the show, and then, but I'm wondering how old her mom is, because if she feels like she's of a particular age, or does she feel like she's not? Oh, thank you, baby. That she's not of a particular age, in that, girl, I got a lot of more living to do. Because how old is Lesa? Lisa's probably what, in her 30s. So we'll go with 20 years over. Her mom is 20 years older than her, maybe 2019,
late 50s, maybe.
Right. Yeah. So I'm saying sometimes some parents don't want to take advantage of their children.
Which I appreciate.
I appreciate it too. But then I also look at it on the flip side. You see that they are doing it big in a whole nother country. And the only thing that's keeping you in our country is the fact that you got a nursing license, not a husband. Lisa's the only child, correct? I don't think Lisa has any children.
She's her mother's only child, yes.
Well, that's what I mean by her mom. I'm saying that. I mean, is the grandmother alive? If you're taking care of your mom,
sound like it.
You take care of your mom different, but I feel like there's some compromise that could be made, and I feel like I was happy that the mom did at the end say, I'll consider it, and I was like, cool, we're good with that.
I think it's just logistics, like, and I feel like my mom is like that too, and a lot of people get caught up on like the logistics of stuff and like how's that going to work and stuff, instead of just like being like, yeah, let's do it.
It works well when you get out your own head.
Yes, the reward and what you're going to receive is so much better than what is going to be, lost. Obviously, you're probably thinking every single day, like you're thinking about like how you're not with your best friend, your daughter, your the love of your life or whatever. Mm-hmm. And now it's like, instead of just dealing with that missing part of your life, go get that missing part of your life back and then some, and you're not even gonna be thinking about what you probably gave up then, if that's the case. Like,
and not only that though, sister, they offered her own quarters, not on the property. You know what I'm saying? So usually they get the in-law in there, and the in-law ends up being the maid, the babysitter. And no disrespect, because we do as grandparents, we love that kind of stuff. I'm never a maid. I'm not a babysitter. I'm just granny. I'm just who I am. So with that, I'm saying that to say, you just get more for your buck. And some people like for the mama to live with, girl, I got a room here, got your own bathroom. And you be like, okay, girl, but I'm still living with y'all. So I gotta go in y'all refrigerator. I still got to share my drinks and juice with your kids, which is my grandkids, but I'm still sharing.
Yes.
But when you turn around and tell somebody, like, Mom, we're going to get you your own living quarters, you're not going to live with us. We're not going to make you the babysitter. The grandkids going to get to see you, but you're not going to be the babysitter. Or, I'm like, girl, if you don't go, Mama, go have a good time.
And because she's married too, like, not to say, obviously, they have a good relationship. It seems like her husband adores the mom and is cool with it, whatever. But I still feel like, and I even see it even with my own mom and stuff like that. I feel like she does try to like respect the fact that we got our own stuff going on and stuff like that. Which, I mean, it's cool or whatever. But at the same time, like, I just say that to say, I feel like if Lesa maybe was just by herself or whatever, it probably would be an easier transition, because she probably wouldn't feel like she was imposing so much. Okay. Maybe. And now it's like, well, you got a husband too, and he says it's cool, but like ultimately, like, is he just saying that, or like, I still don't want to be a bother, which I understand, because it's always going to be different. It's different when it's your people to you,
right.
Be married a million years, but it's still, I feel like it's going to be different when it's their people to you, to these people, like the different, blending of the families and stuff like that. You never want to seem like you're a bother.
Is Lisa's husband from Dubai? Is his
No,
whole
he's from the UK. I want to say somewhere
I
like
know.
that. That's why the kids all have different accents.
That's why it's still even playing field though. It's not like he's over there with his family and mom, come over here with him and our family. It's equal playing field. And side note, her husband is a cutie pie. He's a cutie pie. I said, I have to look at him again. You're giving me my daddy vibes when my dad was young. You're cute.
I love your dad. Oh,
thank you.
No, I enjoyed that as well. That was probably like next best scene, I want to say, of the show.
Yeah, I agree.
But as we get down to it, y'all, we just got 2 more scenes.
2 more. Sorry, we kept y'all so long. It was a lot. We like to talk.
It was. We get this should I call it? It's not a double date, but we get this double outing.
This was my least favorite scene of the whole thing.
Because it was so like, why are we doing this? Y'all knew it was going to go down like this.
Like watch the wet paint dry. Like, I don't know. It's just taking, no.
It was so cringy.
And he's not easy on the eyes either. And that's a problem for me, myself, and my own. No, it's not that he's not attractive, but he's not easy on my eyes.
You speak for the masses, I'm sure.
Okay.
I'm just leaving at that.
Okay, sister, go ahead.
Oh, before we are introduced to him, though, Talene and Rafi, they're driving up and they're making their way there, and she's talking about how, you know, basically because she's Armenian, setting people up is in her DNA. So she was hell bent on this, regardless of what we were left with. She was going to do it, and she's determined to make it work for Sara. So once they all sit down, or Sara arrives first, and Talene takes this time to ask Sara what was like the common denominator in her past relationships, and Sarah's like, the fact that they were all narcissists. And I don't know about you, but you know, I felt like first of all, the fact that I feel like throughout this entire thing they came for both of our signs was wild. Like,
tell me about it. Well, at least they tried to clear it up. They tried to clear it up with the male though for my sign, which is a true T. Even though my dad's a Libra, so I don't like when they do that.
My dad's a Libra too,
and I don't like when they do that. But my dad was. But my dad was fine. And he might have been a hoe or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. I don't know. I'm just saying they can't help with that charming.
Okay. But I was just like, are y'all serious? Because she jumped right off the porch and had no issues talking about how you know, he's a Gemini. So I mean to your point though. Yeah, male Gemini. That's a whole.
Male Geminis are crazy.
I can't speak for them. I cannot.
And you don't need to, and you don't have to, and don't.
But I appreciate Sara saying that Geminis are good. Thank you, Sara.
Y'all so sweet. I love y'all.
Nonetheless, once Daniel arrives, she's like, oh, you know, you speak Arabic, right? Or whatever. He's like, yeah, whatever. And she tries to like speak Arabic to him, and it just wasn't flowing. And she was like, yeah, his Arabic is not good at all. So strike one, your Arabic is not that good. And it was just super awkward. Like, it was so awkward in my opinion. She was like thinking he was a dud pretty much the whole time. And I can't really fault her for thinking that. So Talene, she's doing her best trying to facilitate the conversation. And she asks some questions so that Sara can kind of get to know Dan a little bit more. And so then Sara asks him, does he believe in aliens? Which it's like, as much as I love outer space, as much as like I think about, you know, what is out there and aliens and stuff like that, like totally interested in that, I was still like, girl, what? Like, I was so confused by that.
It's not on the same lines as, not to cut you off, sister, but I did, but it's not on the same lines as what's your religion. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you'd be like, do you believe in God? You don't even ask about religion. Do you believe in God? And that person says yes or no. If that person, you're the person that believes in God, they say no. You be like, oh.
So do you believe in evolution?
So you don't entertain it. You be, because what are we going to talk about? I believe in God. You don't. So we are about to be like this because I'm gonna have a point to make, and you're gonna have a point to make, and I don't even want to hear your point because I believe in God and you don't. So let's go back to the aliens.
It's not like an ultimate deal breaker for me. Maybe it is for her.
And
I would appreciate somebody that,
she said it was,
and that there's maybe, extra, like there's extraterrestrial life.
I love to talk about that stuff. I love that stuff.
I would hope that my partner is like that. Thankfully, he is. But if you're not, well, I 100% like say you are completely checked off the list. No, but I do understand more so to your point, like someone bringing up religion first and foremost, and that being typically that's something that we see as a deal breaker for some people sometimes, especially in more strict religions and stuff like that.
So all I was saying is that's not equal. I don't call that equal. And I was taken aback when she said it, but like you said, it's her thing. And she feels, because here's the thing, I don't feel like there's a gray area. Just like when she asked, she said, "Do you believe in aliens?" He said, "I kind of do." No, you either do, you don't. You don't. There's no, I kind of do. You either do or you don't, and there's no big deal. And maybe you can be persuaded, and that's what you're trying to say, but you either do or you don't. It's like no. Sometimes I think when I look up into the sky, I think there's aliens. You do or you don't. There's no gray. There's just no. So when she said that, I said, "I get you, girl. I get that."
I was so confused.
But look, but look at Talene. When Talene said, "Girl, I would have went for the hills." When you asked me, "Do I believe in aliens?" and I don't, and I'm running for the hills when I tell you I don't. It's the same thing when somebody says, "I don't believe in God," and you believe in God. It's the same thing to me. So with that being said, for Sara, girl, no, and no. And I don't like the way they're sitting either.
What do you? Oh, okay. That's a good question. So, do you prefer? Because sometimes that comes up when we go out with different like couples and stuff like that. So, do you prefer when you're out with a couple? Like, do you want to sit next to like?
I want to sit next to my husband.
Oh,
I want to sit right here. I want to sit right here. I don't need to directly look at you to talk to you, husband. I just feel like I don't need two men sitting together and the two ladies sitting together. To me, that looks kind of weird. I just feel like that's gonna look like we partner up. Never mind.
I had like one of our friends. Like, I feel like that wasn't. I didn't even start to think about that until like last year. I want to say when one of our friends like was very much like she always wanted to sit next to me, and then so when they were sitting next to her, which I mean was fine or whatever. But I never have gone out of my way to naturally sit next to him, and then the other person like. But sometimes, I mean, I don't mind all the time. Whatever.
Me and my husband went to dinner last week for one of my girlfriend's birthday. He sat across the table. We were the last ones to get there, so he sat across the table. Different, but it was a full table of people.
Yeah.
But when it's double dating, I'm not about to sit next to his homeboy because I'm gonna eat on your food.
Wait. Why would you be sitting next to the homeboy? Wouldn't you? Huh?
No, why would my husband be sitting next to his homeboy and I'm sitting next to my girlfriend when I feel like I want to eat off your plate? I need you to sit next.
That's what I was about to say. I'm like, I
need to eat off your plate. You need to be sitting right here.
Like we need to be able to eat off each other's plates.
I'm not about to come in front of you and we're not about to swap plates. I'm about to sit right here and I'm about to eat off your plate. So I need you right here. So that looked weird to me. Even because I fell asleep on this scene and I rewatched it today. I couldn't remember. I didn't realize how the seating was because they kept showing them separately. It was like never together because they know it looks stupid. Yeah, that looks dumb to me. This looks stupid. I'm sorry if that's how you pick people. I don't mean to be offensive to anybody, but me and my husband are not sitting like that. You're gonna sit next to me. We're a couple, and you're a couple, and y'all gonna sit over there, and we're gonna sit over here.
I will remember that.
But if it's a group of us, I don't care. But if a double dating, I feel like there's an etiquette with the double dating. But if it's six of us,
I wonder, like in to your point, in an etiquette book or whatever. Like, I wonder what is the
etiquette? I bet you it ain't the two men sitting together.
First
of all, they need room. They're men. They need elbow room. We little and dainty over here eating our little woo wop. You can't have another man sitting by another man. They need that room. They're banking on us taking up this little bitty space so they can have all the room for themselves. Are you crazy?
I'm gonna look that up so we can figure out, and I'm gonna come back to y'all next answer. But it was cringy to watch.
Yeah.
She's like, aliens are a big deal in her life. So again, that's strike one for her. Then Talene asks him, like, has he dated women with children before? And he was like, nah, but don't really think that would be very different. Sara found that logic to be incorrect. And honestly, I kind of have to agree with her. There's going to be a difference. Like, I don't got no kids, but like, I know that like there's going to be, to some degree, there is going to be a difference.
Absolutely will be a difference.
I've only dated like 2 guys with children before.
Okay. A lot, huh? Okay, so you know what that means then. So there's
that's what made
me know the difference. You've seen the difference, right?
I knew I didn't want to be with anybody in the end that had kids, and that's not because I dislike kids. That's just I was at
you're dealing with the whole mama
kids together. Like I'm not trying to. No,
that is not for everyone.
I was feeling like that because one of the two were very much that whole stereotype, very much that, because there were still things going on there.
Oh, dipping and dodging, dipping and doing. I got you.
This was early 20s, y'all. So.
Because now she's 30, honey. Don't get it twisted. She didn't grew up, honey, overnight. Don't get it twisted, babes. Don't play with my 30-year-old sister. Don't do it.
I did. It was so weird. Like, it was so weird. I
agree with her. She should not date. That should be in Sarah's defense and in Sarah's life, she should not date somebody that has not dealt with children, because she already saw how her ex-husband was. So she's on the right page. She's doing the right thing.
And that being a red flag, especially because it's like, obviously, I feel like, we saw her parents last season, I want to say, but I do feel like she's the only parent in her child's life, so he's going to be even more of playing a role in her life and taking up a lot of her time. So she probably won't get to do the he's with his dad this weekend, so that means that we can be together. Like, her kid's going to probably be around all the time. But it doesn't even matter, because then they start coming for his Libra-ness, and then he excuses himself to go to the bathroom, and she's like, yeah, I only see myself being good friends with him.
And that's cool. At least she didn't say she didn't like him. Or I don't have nothing in common with him. I can't do this, girl. Like, that's why I say I like Sara, because she's polite in that manner. She didn't just say, girl, I can't do him. Girl, good. Thank you, but no thanks. It was like, we can be friends. I see friendships. Cool. Honesty. I like that.
I was fine with her decision. I didn't see any chemistry there. I didn't see a lot of commonalities there. I didn't see anything there.
I don't know what her type is either. I would love to know what's her type, like, look-wise. Not that that's everything, but I don't think that's even her type.
That's usually the first thing you're going to ask somebody if you're trying to set them up or whatever. Not, this is my single friend here, and this is my single friend here. Y'all just go.
Oh no,
you're single. They only had in common that they were single, and it needs more than that.
It's not enough. It's not enough.
Understandable whatsoever. But y'all, the final scene that we got was this sit down between Stanbury and Brooks. But we couldn't even jump right into it, y'all, because Brooks decided that she was going to be, I didn't see the final amount of time, but at this point,
25 minutes, 25 minutes later.
That's a big like,
girl,
in my opinion.
Today I said I would have left.
I would have left after 10, probably.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have left after 10. I probably would have left after 15. And okay. 20 pushing it. Like, literally, at 20, yeah, we're or no call. It's different if you call like, girl, I'm running late. But if you don't talk to me, I'm thinking you're not coming. We're not cool like that.
I'm hungry if I'm already there and stuff like that, and especially if it was a drink, I probably would eat by myself. You show up in that time or whatever, then fine or whatever. But at the same time, I honestly would probably be. I would still be over it though. I probably still wouldn't want to have the conversation.
Your attitude is going to be completely different.
Off. My face is going to tell you that, and it's not going to be a good time. So Caroline, of course, she took that as disrespect, and she thought, it's Brooks trying to play in her face, but she's not surprised at the same time. So when Brooks comes in, they do the kissy thing.
Stanbury's like this, guys.
She's on the phone.
She on her phone call, honey.
She was talking to the contractors, trying to get her house in order, and Brooks comes in. They greet each other. And Stanbury, she brings up the fact that she has to bring up the fact that Brooks was late. Brooks doesn't even say like, hi, sorry, anything. I don't even think she sent her a text, nothing. It took for Stanbury to bring up the fact like, yeah, I noticed you were a bit late, like elephant in the room. And Brooks tries to attribute it to the fact that, she has this new salon. It's only been open for the first 6 months. It's a new business, yada, yada, yada. Plus it's hard, with Alex and stuff. And Stanbury's like, yeah, that's all true and all, but I have stuff going on just like everybody else does as well. And Brooks is like, yeah. So then we can finally get into the real conversation, the real meat and potatoes. And Stanbury's like, we have, some unresolved issues here. What's up with that? And Brooks says, it triggered her, the comments that were made about Talene. And we get the playback for the umpteenth time. And Brooks also goes on to say how everybody in the group found out about what Stanbury said from her. And I was gritting my teeth at this point. I can't even lie. Because, in the confessional, Stanbury goes on to say, like, girl, like Talene has moved on. And if anybody should be mad, it should be her. And she has chosen to move on. And I feel like, you're just jealous of the relationship that I'm forming with Lesa and Ayan, which is, this is not the first time we've heard that, y'all. This is somebody else saying that. She was very vocal about the way in which it made her feel. And the next thing Brooke says that the next thing that she knew was that Stanbury and Ayan were, being besties. So she's like, what the F? What is up with that? And what? Friendship and loyalty is one and the same. I don't remember. Oh, that's what Stanbury said. And as far as the see you next Tuesday comment, that adds a whole other layer. And again, Brooks immediately doesn't take accountability for anything that she said or did. And that leaves Stanbury to feel like, moving forward, we can be cordial, but that's about it. And in the confessional, Brooks also goes on to say that Caroline, Stanbury, she needs to humble herself and that they both have things that they need to work on. And that's how it ended.
Brooks is full of mess.
I was like, what?
Brooks is full of mess. She didn't take no accountability. Her face is too tight. Maybe her brain is getting squeezed because...
Is that what it is?
I think so, because her face was way too tight. It felt like, I think she couldn't blink. Looks good, but when you look like you are...
Her face looked tight, now that I think of it. It was very
tight. Very, 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 very tight. I was like, woo. When she came onto the screen, I said, woo, girl.
Like, there's no like her face at all. It's just, it was very like...
There is no blinking, no winking. There's not one wrinkle, one laugh line, one smile line, nothing on her face.
Makeup, like boom, like it's just very, there's nothing subtle about any
nothing. So I was just like, whoa. But like I said, Brooks just didn't take accountability. Sorry, you guys, my screen is frozen. But she didn't take accountability. And for me, if I was Stansbury, I would really, really, really pull back from her until she go get some self.
She's dangerous.
Yeah, she's a ticking time bomb right now. And then with the pressures of having Glass House open on as well,
She gonna,
yeah.
she gonna freak out on somebody.
Oh my! I don't want to see it. And it's coming.
It's coming.
It's definitely. She's a erupting volcano.
She's internalizing stuff. She's taking things to heart. She's like she's a mess right now. And I even heard that she said she wasn't gonna be live tweeting this season, but she has been very much active on.
Really?
She's like I don't know. That's not the first time I heard a content creator say that. Like she just be on some weirdness like in real life. So and it obviously translates on screen. So I wouldn't play her too close at all in real life or on a show. Just saying.
That's real. That's some real tea right there. Because I really feel like you're right. She's a little cuckoo. The fact that she thinks she can play both sides of whatever fence she sits on. What'd you say?
I'm saying we see it. It's not. She's not doing a good job. Like we literally are. You are literally even in the scene because she's all and saying the exact opposite over here. And yes, to a degree, do we get that with a lot of these housewives on these shows? Of course we do. But like she's like really bad at it, and it's really making us be like, okay, you can just go over there and stay over there, and we'll just go ahead and pay attention to the rest of them because it's giving crazy. It's not even funny. She's coming off.
It's strange. And the fact that she doesn't see it makes me scared for her because she's blaming everybody. And you know what's gonna happen, sister? I know what's gonna happen. Her and Talene gonna freaking fall out.
Because Talene is somewhat rational, if you ask me.
Exactly. And she's gonna take it like, Talene, I've been going up for you, and I didn't fell out with all these girls talking about you, or not all the girls, Stanbury, because of you. And then Talene's gonna be like, but bro, I didn't ask you. Like, I didn't ask you. I forgave her. We talked it out. We good, and you still holding on to it.
Because she's really gonna start to turn on Talene now.
That's what I'm telling you. That's the only one that's left.
She's like okay with letting bygones be bygones and moving forward with these ladies. And Brooks is not gonna let up off this. She's gonna be like, so you really about to move forward with them, even though that happened? Like you really are okay with being friends with them? And she's gonna start to turn on her, and that's really gonna make then Talene feel like, okay, I see what the problem is actually.
Exactly. That's the part.
I don't follow them on social media or anything like that. We gotta also take into account, y'all, for the umpteenth time, this was filmed a long time ago. So I don't know where they all stand. I want to say Lesa and Brooks are actually still like cool though. I want to say I know that, which is interesting. But I wonder.
You said Brooks and Talene are still cool.
I want to say so, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm not hoping for them to fall out. I'm just saying the way that the world is set up, the way she is doing things, it's only inevitable that you are going to lash out on everybody that is close to you because you are not taking accountability for the things, the roles that you're playing in these situations.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that's happened because I don't see her and Brooks anywhere on her Instagram, but I see her, Stanbury, and Ayan spending a lot of time together. Her and they're not even standing together on the BravoCon. I seen her and Lesa together. I see her and everybody else but Brooks.
Yeah, that's something else.
TikToks. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so again, I say that to say to y'all, we don't know for a fact. We're just basing this off of what we see on social media and stuff like that. But I wouldn't be surprised if Brooks is over here on an island alone after all this because she's doing a lot. She's doing a lot. But all in all, I enjoyed this episode.
I did. I did.
I'm not
I
giving
like
up.
peeling through these layers. It was fun peeling through the layers.
It was. I'm not gonna give up on them and whatnot, but y'all, we enjoyed, coming and talking to you all about the episode, giving our commentary and stuff like that. Again, don't forget to like the video on both of our channels. It's definitely appreciated. Also, we would love to continue this conversation in the comment section below. Shout out to the replay gang. Make sure to subscribe to both of our channels. And yeah, share us with your folks. Do you have any?
We should definitely be back on Wednesday, you guys. There's a lot of things going on, graduations and birthdays for me this week, so that's why we pushed it back. But we should be on Wednesday at what we go on at 1, sister, 1 p.m. Yeah. So we should be
right now, actually. Mm-hmm.
We'll be back on Wednesday for you guys, so that we won't wait so long, because we really want people to. At least with the 300,000 people that's watching, we need a little bit more of y'all to get on.
Yes.
We're trying to do our part. We're really trying to do our part
about it, but I mean, everybody got to do their parts. I will say, I want to say they started to try to market it a little bit more, but I think there was a major shift, and we actually hit on this last week when they decided to bring it to Tuesday nights instead of keeping it on the Sunday night. That was when they started to see a dramatic decline, if I'm not mistaken. And I mean, we called it. I didn't think that was a good idea, but for whatever reason, they decided to air it and premiere it like that. So I think they're kind of just dealing with the.
So you're saying it did better when it premiered on that Sunday, and then when it went back to Tuesday, the ratings dropped a little bit. Is that what you're saying?
404 viewers the first day, or the first episode. Then after they switched, they went down to 332, and then it keeps declining.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying. Numbers don't lie, y'all. But we enjoyed you guys. We enjoyed everybody that popped in the chat. You guys are definitely appreciated. And again, don't forget to like the videos and comment and subscribe and share. We will catch you guys next week.
Next week. We see y'all later. Have a good one, guys.